21 home. Welcome aboard. That'll be all changing. That's 120 more agents that came on board yesterday and over the next 30 days, and we have some more coming on board here in the next few weeks. So anyway, our Chino Hills office will be it's off of Chino Hills Parkway.
Yes.
Chino Hills Parkway, 71, hang a left. It's right there. Starting tomorrow or anytime, stop by, and if you're driving by there, stop by and say hi. Nigel's in there working hard. He's going to help us keep that put together. And from there, a little bit about what else is going on in our business. We're just about getting ready to open up our deals. I call it DFPI. I call it DLC escrow. That'll be coming on board in the next couple of weeks. We're sending over paperwork and getting that finished. Cindy's working on that. We've had a good month. We had a good April. We're having a great May. The market's swinging back. We know we just did a Mike Ferry management retreat, and we were told. Well, we asked a lot of questions, of which we do at Mike stuff, and Mike teaches us. But one of the big things we asked was we asked a lot of other companies how they were doing, and guys, we are killing it. We are killing it in the market. We are taking our share and more than our share. And that's what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep the pedal to the metal and the throttle pulled back, and keep going, because it's going to be a good year. We're going to turn 2023 into a year that we'll always remember, where we picked up a lot of new agents, and they're new, and they're it's a scary time when we come in and we do this, and we roll in another company. So it was very nice yesterday. I want to send it was Georgina, Ron, and Jack Ma. Jack Ma, you did a great job, and it was nice to have people say it, because Jack came from the role from Masters, and we had Georgina had been with us a while. We had a brand new agent there, and I want to thank those guys for doing that. It was a huge deal. It was a huge success yesterday, especially in Chino Hills. I'm gonna turn this. Oh, real quickly, I want to do a shout outs. I want to shout out to our escrow division. Congratulations! What a great month you had. Keep it up. I've heard nothing but compliments from all of our agents out there. You guys are customer service is beyond. You guys are killing it, and I really appreciate it. I truly do. Our lending guys doing a great job, from training to building, and we're in a building stage right now. Me and Blake are headed to Florida in a week and a half, and our first Florida office will open. We come back, we hit Tennessee, and Texas is opening, I think, next week too. So those offices will be going on in those states, and we have a lot more on the horizon going into those states. I think I'll let Blake talk about it. I think we got 12 states now. We're total 12, and we got how many more on the horizon?
We have 5 more.
5 more on the horizon. So we'll be up to 17 states. We're going to try to finish at least 40 by the end of the year, and see where we're out in our lending department. And I know that that's exciting for all of us, because that opens up more business for us across the United States. So I'm going to turn this over to Matt now.
Yes.
Matt's got the next thing.
Right. Yeah, this little guy. Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jesse, does I sound really good? Sound better than my brother? All right. We are good. Hey, so today I'm going to be covering some recognition for the month of April. Last month was absolutely fantastic. And the reason why I know it was fantastic is because the other day when I was pulling results, I kept asking my brother Keith, hey, there's something wrong with our systems. It keeps pulling the whole year of results. And really what it was doing is pulling April. And some of your guys' performances are just that much, I mean, bigger than what we've seen in the past, that it actually blew me away. So to start us off, I actually had to call this individual and get their okay to go over the results, because the results just flew off the page that much. Livia Fatel out of our Covina Diamond Bar office and our Irvine office. Last month, she closed 2 deals, and she collected on $267,000 in total commission. So congrats, Olivia. Which was a total of $9 million in total sales volume. So Olivia, you did a fantastic job. Keep up the good work. I know when we were at the Mike Ferry event, you were also putting together another $4 million deal. So congrats, way to go. Next up, we had Meg Middleman out of Pasadena. She closed 5 deals for a total sales volume of $10,467,000 for the month of April. So congrats, Meg Middleman. Again, when you look at these results and you see 10 million, and we look at brokerages all the time, and some of their top performers at other brokerages are only doing 4 million for the whole year. So Livia and Meg Middleman to do 10 and $9 million in the month of April is just absolutely phenomenal. So congrats to you both. Next up, we had Mark and Al team. They closed the most volume in total units for the month of April. They closed 8 total deals for a total of 8,773,000 in total sales volume out of Glendora. Congrats, guys. All right, next up, Mr. Otto Fonseca out of our Menifee location closed 6 deals last month for a total of 6 million in total sales volume out of Menifee location. Congrats, Otto. All right, this one's fun. We've been talking about this one for about 3 months. This individual actually went up and lived at the house up in San Francisco, in Menlo Park. I believe that's in Menlo Park. Mr. Harry Shaw, you did it, buddy. $4 million total close. Congratulations, man. Out of Nuevo, there's a funny story here. This individual came over to us a couple years ago. She said, you know, she just wasn't having the branding. The marketing was really bad. And Eddie and I actually had an opportunity to look up her previous brokerage. And it looked like something out of like a movie. Like I was watching Rambo, and that was one of the buildings you see in the background. That's what it looked like. Jasmine Sandoval out of Nuevo closed 7 deals last month in Nuevo. So congratulations, Jasmine. You're doing phenomenal. Marilyn Martinez, last month and the month prior, you closed not only a listing for over 4 million, but last month you closed a buyer sale for 3.7 million, and you just got a cash offer closed for $4 million in 4 days. Congratulations, way to go. All right, moving over to Corona. This individual closed 4 listings with an average commission amount of 3.5% on her side, which was the highest in the brokerage. Miss Monica Nogales, congratulations. And I want to emphasize, I think that's something that's missed a lot, because when you look at these numbers and you look at these results, you see a lot of 2s, 2.5. You get up to the 3.5 mark and you're doing, $3.54 million in total sales volume. You're doubling what someone that would have done that at 2%. So congrats, Monica. That's phenomenal. Next up, out of Long Beach office, right over here with her team, Miss Melinda Elmer and the Elmer team closed 4 deals for $3.5 million. All right, out of our Hemet location, I saw he was on because I was looking at the screen. Mr. David Hale out of Hemet closed 4 deals last month. It was a huge month for you, man. Congratulations. All right, making the drive from Menifee today, we had Aaron Lanning and Steve Costa closed 4 deals for $2.2 million last month out of Menifee. All right, out of our new Temecula office, Miss Melissa Grosso, one of our big award winners from the other night, closed 3.5 deals last month, and also started using our in-house lending in all 3 of the deals closed with them. So congratulations, thank you so much. All right, promise you were getting close. Next up, out of Diamond Bar, Miss Tess Marquez closed 4 total deals for $1.5 million. Congratulations, Tess. All right, out of our Arcadia office, we had Iris Lamb with 2 listings closed for $2 million. Each were $1 million listings. Congratulations, Iris. All right, moving over to our 21st Century Lending. This is huge. Scott Steele last month out of our 21st Century division closed 9 total deals, and currently right now has 15 deals that are supposed to close this month. Congratulations, Scott Steele. And last but not least, one of our new LOs, Bryce Padilla out of Glendora and Oceanside and a couple of our other locations, closed 3 deals last month. Congrats, Bryce. All right, and I will leave you guys with this last saying. I believe everybody on this team is phenomenal. I think we're doing a great job. We're really moving forward. it's all upward from here. The next 100 days are the biggest 100 days of the real estate market. It's our turn to take back this market and make the most money we possibly can. So let's leave with that and let's crush it. Eddie, you're up next. Yep.
All right. You guys can't pick it up, but they're still clapping here, so I'm gonna let that die down real quick. Now, I did want to give a shout out to all the affiliations for the month of April. We have Sharon Quito, Estela Reyes, Gio Garcia, Marion Absidaveric, sorry if I mispronounced that, Maria Bashaw, Joanna Jimenez, Joseph Lee, Alyssa Brolette, Estrella Hoffman, Savannah Diamato, Viral Davra, and Veronica Ramsey. Welcome to the team, guys. I don't speak for very long. I've just got the names. I do always plug our referral program. Remember, if you find anybody, all you got to do is shoot out their name to myself or Michael. We are on the who to call list, and we'll do the rest. 10% of company dollar for life, as long as you're both with the brokerage. So nice little incentive, and keep that income stream coming in. Last thing I wanted to talk about was a little golden nugget. And it kind of goes along with what Matt was saying about kind of giving it your all. These 100 days are going to be big. And one thing I always talk about, what I noticed with top producers, and it's human nature to try to relax throughout the day, to make the day easier for yourself, but not for them. The people that give it their all, they go hard all day. They say, I'll rest when I'm dead, right? That's a common theme. Or they'll say, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to work those 6 hours, those 8 hours, and earn myself a good night's sleep. And so my quote today comes from George Lorimer, who says, you've got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. And I absolutely love that quote. So give it your all. We can rest when we're dead. Here's to the next 100 days, guys.
I'm just crossing by, sorry.
All right. Good job. Good job. Good job. You know, I got to say, since this merger, one of the really cool things, kind of cool, but humbling. Prior to the merger, it was just Neil and myself. And while Neil is obviously my mentor and I learn a lot from Neil, whenever it would come to a speaking event, it was like, well, yeah, Robert's going to go last because nobody wants to follow Robert, right? That was how it was. Now with this merger, I'm going, God, I want to go first, because I mean, you crush it and he crushes it and Blake crushes it. I'm just like, so what I also want to say is thank you to all of you from Full Realty Services that we merged with Masters, because the reality is you're pushing me to be better every single day. Eddie pushes me to be better. Blake pushes me to be better. Keith, Matt, Randy, you all are great, because the knowledge and power with all of you, you're constantly pushing me to step my game up. So I want to thank you. And I think it's great for all of our agents that you have such a phenomenal team of people that are providing you services and training every single day. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And before I get started on market updates and things like that, I want to give some shout outs, because last week was a crazy week. I mean, we were in San Diego on Tuesday with United Brokers. We were at Mike Ferry Management Retreat Wednesday and Thursday, and then we were at Mike Ferry Live on Friday. So we were pretty much out of the office all week. This week, yesterday, we were out of the office all day because we had 2 merger meetings yesterday. So, and I get this question every year whenever I'm gone at retreats and things like that, because at the retreat, the management retreat, I'm taking notes, right? And at the breaks, I'm taking people to lunch. I'm having conversations. All the other broker owners are on their phone, panicked. Oh my God, is everything okay? Is this going to work? And my office is about to burn down. And I get the question, Robert, how come you're just so relaxed? And I say, because we hire well. We hire well, and it allows us to take time away to go to these retreats, to take notes, to learn things, to then return back to our agents with all this information. So I want to give a shout out to Hunter, Cindy, Stephanie, Jesse, Michelle, Ashley, Terry, Riley, Lauren, Kim, Caroline, Cassidy, Jasmine, Bree, because you all do such a phenomenal job as the face of our offices that you allow us to take these times to go either build the company or go to these retreats. So thank you, 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 thank you. And for the agents out there, you should be thanking them as well, because again, because they do such a great job, they allow us to go do these things that we return to you to help you make more money. So you should be thanking them all as well. All right, so here's what I want to go over. Robert, just move on. Got it. All right, so Robert, we only have an hour. Okay. So I want to go over some market update stats like I do every month. You're going to notice a particular theme with the numbers I'm about to say. All right, so let's jump into it. Active listings in the MLS at the end of April, 31,627. Write that down, 31,627. That's how many active listings were in the marketplace at the end of April in the MLS. Now, is that lower than years past? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. But I want you to ask this question. How many of those listings do you need to have a successful month? I mean, there's 31,000. Well, Cindy's got
Cindy's answer. That's my girl.
Cindy's got high standards. 10. For some of you, it's 1. Okay. For some of you, it's 2. So yeah, the number's lower, but how many do you need? Pendings. There were 14,306 pendings in April. Lower than years past, yes?
Yes.
But here's the question. How many do you need of 14,000 to have a successful month?
20.
20. This speech is not quite going the way I had planned. Closings, 15,367 closings. But I don't want you to focus on that number. I want you to write this down, 30,734. 30,734. Because if there were 15,367 closings, there were 30,734 what? Sides. Because there's two to every transaction. So 30,000 sides. Yeah, Robert, but that's down 30% from the year prior. How many of 30,000 do you need to have a successful month, especially at our price points? Yeah, we all know the answer, 10, 20. But here's what I wrote down. Don't focus on the comparisons of today versus last year. Focus on today versus your business plan and goals. The market does not dictate your success. Write that down. The market does not dictate your success. How many times did Mike say that last week? All day long. We dictate it. Write this number down, 1.6 billion. Anyone want to guess what 1.6 billion represents? Commissions paid to real estate agents in the month of April, just in our MLS. Not nationwide, not in all of California, just in our MLS. $1.6 billion in commission was paid out to real estate agents. Cindy signed a lot of checks. Randy signed a lot of checks. We went over the numbers with Matt, right? How much of that do you need? Are you starting to understand that the market doesn't determine your success? Am I making my point? Stop looking at the comparisons and ask yourself, how much of this do I need? Okay. I wrote this down. Days on market decreased again and is now down to 35 days. Average percentage of original price increased to 99.5, which means homes are selling at list price. Almost. A couple months ago, they were selling on average 4% below list price. Now they're back up to list price. So I want you to think about this. Should your buyers know that they should get into a house now since the prices are going up? So here's a thought, I would call all of your buyers that have been on the fence for the last 5 or 6 months, and I would show them those stats and say, hey, guess what? If you don't buy now, in 2 months, you're going to be back paying above list price. And then I would get them with one of these wonderful lenders. No, was that a shameless plug? Sorry. Right? Average price per square foot increase. So I wrote down here, quick recap. There are agents in this company that are making a small fortune and are blowing past their numbers from last year simply because they're not focused on the year-over-year comparisons. They're focused on living up to the expectations that people who depend on them have set for them. Okay, I'm going to read that again. They're focused on living up to the expectations that the people who depend on them have set for them. How many people here have kids on Zoom? Have kids? Your kids are not worried about the bills being paid because their superhero mom or superhero dad has that taken care of. They're not worried about the bills. I wrote down, be that superhero. Be the superhero that your kids think they are. Be the superhero that says, don't worry, mom and dad, they got the lights. They got the food. They're not worried about it. But if you're focused, but if you're just going around, yeah, but it's 30% down from last year, you're not that superhero. Make sense? I'm going to finish with this. Mike Ferry asked us last week. He said, ask these 12 questions to all of your sales team. So I want all of you to write down these 12 questions. These are 12 questions Mike Ferry told us last week to ask our sales team. Question number 1, are you asking for referrals from your database? I wrote down underneath that, are you even calling your database? But are you asking for referrals from your database? Number 2, do you really know the motivation of all the prospects and leads you have? That's a biggie. It's a biggie. Do you really know the motivation of all the prospects and leads you have? If they're not motivated, they're not going to buy or sell. Not going to happen. I wrote down number 3. Are you holding on to leads too long? Always made me think of Tony Smith. When Tony Smith said, have you ever had a 1-year anniversary with a lead? Who gets who flowers? Are you holding on to leads too long? Look, the listings are down, pendings are down, closes are down. You don't have time to hang on to leads. Move them forward or move them out. Okay? Next question. Are you doing your own lead generation or are you marketing, branding, and purchasing? Are you doing your own lead generation or are you marketing, branding, and purchasing? Which one is most profitable? Your own. Okay? We work in a for-profit business. This is not a nonprofit. Okay? Follow your own profit. Wrote down next, would you like to specifically improve performance between now and the end, or what would you specifically like to improve between now and the end of the year? What would you specifically like to improve between now and the end of the year? And every answer is going to be different because everyone's got different skills, different plans. The next one, have you taken the time to learn the answers to the common objections? How many different objections do you really get? 4, 5, price, commission, I have a friend in the business. Yeah, well, it's a good time, sure. Well, Robert, what if they say they've never heard of our company? Century 21? I don't need to know 40 different objections. I need to know 4 or 5 different ways of handling 4. What's the objection with a for sale by owner? Commission. Do you have 3 or 4 different ways of handling commission? Basic stuff. Next one, as the economic markets continually change, how are you dealing with the common problems that buyers and sellers bring up? As the economic markets continually change, how are you dealing with the common problems that buyers and sellers bring up? I'm just going to go through these last few ones. The next one, are you getting full use of the CRM that is available to you? I mean, you're at Century 21 Masters, you get Follow Up Boss. If you don't like Follow Up Boss, you get Moxie. If you don't like Moxie, there's, I don't know, 1,000 other CRMs available. But are you actually using it? Are you setting reminders? Are you taking notes? That's what it's there for. If you're in a mastermind group, are you participating? First of all, if you're not in a mastermind group, I would recommend you get in one. But if you're in one, are you participating or are you just hoping for other people to talk and get a golden nugget? Doesn't work that way. Last couple ones. How well do you do the fundamentals of real estate? How well do you do the fundamentals of real estate? And he said there's 3 fundamentals: prospecting, presenting, and closing. How well do you do those? So I would ask all of you to do a homework assignment, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 and be honest. And if you don't want to be honest, ask me and I will. And then we'll figure out which one you need to work on first. Okay? Let me give you a hint. It's presenting. Okay. Are you working on your skills daily? Are you working on your skills daily? And here's what I wrote down underneath that. If you don't get a listing, do you practice the same amount the next week or do you practice more? Well, some of you will say more, but some of you do the same amount of practice every week, even though you didn't get a listing. You know, it reminds me of Kobe Bryant
whenever Kobe Bryant would have a bad game, and he didn't have many, but whenever he had a bad game, he would show up to the next day that whatever practice was, he would show up an hour earlier to get an hour earlier practice in. Because I had a bad game, so I'm going to go do more practice. So if you don't get a listing, do you just do the same amount of practice or do you practice more? Fair question. Last two questions. Either you're looking for buyers or sellers. Are you looking for them or are you finding them? Are you looking for them or are you finding them? You're either looking for buyers or sellers. Are you looking for them and are you finding them? And then the last one here, is there a better time than now for you to call all of your leads? So my final thought on that is your first calls in the morning should be your leads. When are you most energetic? When are you most focused? When are you typically most motivated? Why would you not call your money makers when you're the most energized, focused, and motivated? Oh, I'm going to get my ass kicked for expireds for a couple hours. And then when I'm beat up, frustrated, tired, and annoyed, I'm going to call my leads. Anyone else think that's crazy? And here's the best part. I'm calling old expireds. Well, how old? 2 years. Oh, so people who couldn't get their home sold in the hottest real estate market ever in 2001, you're going to call them and say, do I have a deal for you? You couldn't get it sold with 5% above list price and 8 days on market. Well, check this out. 35 days on market, 3% below list price. Huh? Who's with me? Stupid. Call your leads first. Make sense? All right. Business is out there, $1.6 billion. Matt said there's going to be more in the next couple months. There are going to be more. Go get your money. And if you don't do it for you, do it for me. All right, everybody, that's all I got. Thanks.
Excellent. All right. Thank you kindly. Hey, just as a really quickie, so we've been talking for the better part of the last year and a half or so about increasing rates, and right, wrong, or indifferent. In the last 14 months, the Federal Reserve's increased rates 10 times. And we're all still here and we're talking about all these great numbers. So nothing, the sky is not falling. I'd be the first one to say business is good. Is it otherwise you want it to be, quite frankly. For the people that have fallen by the wayside or got their head in the sand, let them stay there for that matter. I wanted to talk about some wins that we've had since our last sales meeting in Covina last month. And I got a handful of clients that have come in here. We had a widow that was looking to buy and unfortunately didn't have in her retirement income, didn't have the money in order to close, but yet identified that she was 60 or older than 62, dropped into the reverse mortgage and closes on the house, doesn't have to make a payment as long as she's there. So just from the standpoint of turning, what otherwise couldn't be done into a closed transaction and real estate agent commissions paid, win-win. We had an investor in the last month that's flipping properties on a regular basis, but we do the fix and flips as well, was able to turn a fix and flip for $105,000 profit in 6 months. The program that we got is 10% down payment and they can finance the rehab costs. So they're not coming out of pocket with a lot of money either. From the standpoint of what's out there and how lucrative it can otherwise be, they're an experienced investor. This isn't somebody that's new to the game. The 10% down is somebody that does this. It isn't anybody, hey, I've thought it'd be a good idea. You need a little bit more skin in the game if it's your first rodeo. Since the dream for all went away, and it was very discouraging for everybody within the brokerage, on the lending side, on the real estate side, everybody felt like we missed the mark. Oh my gosh, man, what are we going to do now? We've closed 5 transactions on the lender paid down payment that's out there for FHA, 3.5% down payments, gift money from the lender, no donor, no silent second, nothing, no strings attached. They go at a little higher rate at 7.75. Every single one of them is set up where they make 6 mortgage payments and they're going to refinance and drop the interest rate down by 2 percentage points. Each one of them saving in low 500s. We got one at $600 a month. Is when they refinance, they're going to take that artificially higher payment in order to get in with gift money for closing, and and then be able to refinance. You do an FHA streamline down the road, and I'm banking on where rates are now. So we're thinking probably in the next 6 months, rates are going to be even a little lower than where they are today. And last one, we have a construction transaction in right now where the client already owns the land. They're able to finance construction money and build a custom home with no money out of pocket. They're using the equity that they have in the land they own now. They've had it for some time. We can structure the transaction. It's actually going as a conventional loan with no mortgage insurance. And basically they're building their own home to their own specs. It's a lifelong dream of theirs. Nothing out of pocket. All the costs are rolled into it, all the construction costs, hard costs, soft costs. You can lock in the interest rate before you even close, so you know what the rate's going to be when you come out of it. If rates are better at the end, we'll drop down and get you the better rate, get to the notice of completion, done deal. And we have one, we're in the offer stage right now, but it's got a cracked slab and it can go to the exact same 203K loan. You can do it as a conventional loan or as an FHA. Crack slab is not like the little, let's, rub a little dirt on it, slap a little paint on it. It's not something simple. But from the standpoint of allowing these programs to come in, identify the property, take it down, whatever the cost to cure the problem is going to get stacked on top of it. The house is going to get appraised subject to the completion, not subject to how it's sitting today. And you can get into it and you can get financing. So I'd end it and say, some of these properties that are out there where you're looking at it and it's really beat up. It's not just cosmetic improvements. The house is in some rough shape and it needs a lot of work. Doesn't mean on the lending side of it and or on the real estate side of it that, hey, we're dead in the water. And either I got a cash buyer that's coming in with hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy it, give me the key and get the heck out of here. Or, at least give us an opportunity and would love to compete for business. So anybody that's out there, somebody else is getting a screaming deal and I'm looking at their transaction and it's the best of the best, I'd be the first to tell you. If we can beat it and save them thousands and thousands of dollars, God almighty, that's what we're here for, to stay competitive and win deals at the end of the day. So I appreciate all the time, effort. You guys got any questions, by all means, give me a call. Love to help.
I'm Greg, and I'm gonna set that bad boy here. I can't clip it on my jacket for some reason. That'll work. All right, good job, Greg. Robert, great job also. I'm going to piggyback off of some of the information that Robert said and where rates are going in today's market. Today's market is and going to continue to be a little volatile. Sorry, I won't move around as much. I'm used to walking around. Are going to continue to be a little volatile. But we did have a good report come out yesterday as our inflation report, our CPI report. So with our CPI report, it's measuring our inflation and where we're headed, if we're headed to better inflation numbers or worsening of inflation. Right now, we're actually headed to better inflation numbers. So what does that mean to us and our buyers out there? That means that we are able to watch interest rates start to trend down. Right now, interest rates are 60 basis points better in the last 2 days after that report. So that's a huge win for our buyers, saving them money and getting them better interest rates. But the biggest question is, and I know everybody's thinking it, where are rates going? Where are we headed in the future with rates? Right now, according to Barry Habib, which I recommend and everybody should follow him, Crystal Ball Award winner, watches the markets really thoroughly. They predict that based off the next CPI numbers on June 13th and July 12th, that we'll see a 0.5% better in interest rate coming into August. So where does that put our interest rates today versus where we're going to be in the future? Today, we're sitting steady on a conventional loan. If they want to pay a 1.5 discount, they're going to be around 5.99%, right? So 1.5 points will cost you about 5.99, or 1.5 points will get you a rate of 5.99%. And that's based off a loan amount of $720,000. So a large loan amount. Now, if your client doesn't want to pay any discount points, right, and just wants what we call our par rate is hovering around 6.5% or 6.75% and 6.875% in today's market. So that means coming into July and August on a conventional loan, we're going to be under 5% or hovering right above 5% without our clients coming out of pocket with those additional costs to buy discount points in today's market. When we're talking about our FHA loans today are sitting in anywhere from 5.5% with discount points up to 5.99% with no discount points, and our VA loans follow that. So coming into a better market in the next 2 months, we're going to see a much better interest rate market as long as our CPI numbers continue to go. From 1 year ago today, guys, 16 months ago from today, our inflation number as overall inflation number was 9%. As we sit today, we're at 4.5%, and that is a huge decrease. That's a big clap if you're a lender. That's a huge decrease at a rapid pace. Now, we know the Feds have been hiking the rate to slow inflation down. We've had some trickle effects in the economy that's helped us with that too. Some of the banks that are struggling and losing major deposits, that is actually helping our inflation numbers, and everybody's wondering why. The reason being is it's going to create less lending. Less lending is less borrowing. Less borrowing creates lower inflation. We also have our unemployment numbers. They came in way higher than we expected. So we're sitting about 264,000 unemployment compared to where we are going to sit. We're thinking about 240,000. So with our unemployment numbers being much higher, that is also going to create less borrowing and bring our inflation number down. So as long as we continue with these trends coming into the first of the year, I really think in my heart of hearts, we're going to see low 5 interest rates to mid 5 interest rates with no money out of pocket for our borrowers. What is that going to do though to our market? That's another big question. Moment we lower our interest rates by 1% or more, we're going to flood the market with more qualified buyers. The problem is though, we still have an inventory problem, right? What we're hoping this does though for the real estate market as a whole is we hope this gives that extra motivation for the seller to see mortgage rates coming down and gives them a spark of hope of wanting to list their home, upgrade their home, get out of that condo, get out of that home that they've been sitting on for a little longer or sat in it a little longer than they anticipated, right? So if we could get the listing agent, all of you agents to shake up the market and get more listings, we'll be able to turn more homes and we'll be able to help stabilize the economy as we peak into a recession coming into the first year. Right. So we play a big part in that economy role also. But if you have any questions about interest rates, mortgage products, reach out to Greg or myself. We're always here to help you guys, but we look forward to talking with all of you. Thank you.
Hi. We saved the best for last, right? Me and Keith. Okay, so I'm, as you all know, hopefully by now, I'm compliance. And so compliance is not going to help you get new business, but compliance is going to help you keep your business and your money once you get that business, right? So please make sure that you know that I'm here for you, that I'm here to make you look good. If you have a problem with a buyer, with a seller, with another agent, that's what I'm here for. Today, I want to talk to you just for a minute. And I know that over the last 30 days, we have focused on advertising. We did 2 advertising classes. For those of you that were there, you should be well up on this. But I want to just hit some high points. And again, for those of you who haven't heard me say this 100 times, we're hitting advertising because we had some top agents at our company get hit both on their Facebook their website, and on their flyers. Okay. And we're not going to name any names. So anyway, so that's why we're hitting it hard, because we need everyone to know 2 big things. Your DRE number has to be on all of those, your name and your DRE number on everything that's a first point of contact. Also must be on there your broker's identity. We don't need the broker's DRE number. We only need the broker's identity. So Century 21 Masters, full really, whatever you put, it needs to be there, and it needs to be as prominent as your name and your information. You can't hide it in the bottom. Okay, because those are the things that they're hitting on, and that clearly there are people out there, because we know this, because we also know that in Riverside County, many of the top agents have been fined in the last couple months for advertising issues. And we know that because, and that this happens not because the MLS is out there people are out there looking for it, but people are turning you in. Okay, people are saying, wait a minute, why do they have so much business? Oh, look, their flyer's wrong. So please make sure it's right. If you have any questions, any doubt, send it to me, send it to Terry, send in your advertising and we'll bless it. Or we'll help you, make sure that it looks right. But that's this month's tip. Stay tuned for next month's.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We're going to try to keep this to about an hour. First of all, for those of you who weren't with us yesterday, we had a large group that kind of traveled around. We went to the Chino office It was amazing. We had about 40 or 50 agents in person in that office. It's a beautiful office. Once again, I know my dad already welcomed the Century 21 home team to the Century 21 Masters family. Wanted to welcome you guys again. We're really excited to have you. Monday is the estimated close date. And so for all of our agents, if you guys are in the Chino area, you guys are more than welcome to stop by the office and to take advantage of that wonderful space. Another big welcome is to the Century 21 United Brokers and the First Choice team. They are out of Ocean Beach. That office is actually in Ocean Beach. They kind of were in the South San Diego area. The Ocean Beach office is going to serve as kind of a South San Diego regional office. It's really, really cool, guys. If you guys get a chance, you guys go down to Ocean Beach. It is right off Santa Monica, and you can literally, looking down the street, you can see the beach. Super, super cool, super quaint. Looking forward to kind of getting in there and upgrading it here over the next 6 months. But welcome to all of those agents as well. So we got 120 additional agents that have joined the family. That means 120 more people that you guys can network with. You guys can refer business back and forth. You guys can mastermind, like Robert was saying. So welcome, 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 and welcome some more. Jesse, will you do me a favor and flip to the next slide? All right. So really quick, I want you guys to just look up at the screen. And if you are not taking advantage of some of the things that we offer here at the brokerage, I want you to scan the QR code. Okay. So first thing is the agent resource guide. If you aren't on the agent resource guide or you don't have this saved on your computer, save it as one of your favorites, because you can jump on here. You can access our directory. You can access all of our office locations. You can jump right into the events page and see all of the amazing trainings that we're rolling out every single month. Quick access to jumping on the Zoom channel and plugging in. Okay, we want to make it really easy for you guys to plug in to the business. Telegram. You guys use text messages. You guys use phones. Telegram is a wonderful chat platform that we've embraced and we've rolled out across the brokerage. We have one for every single office. So for Chino and for Ocean Beach, we'll be creating one for you guys over the next couple of weeks and inviting you guys all to participate. That's where we announce a lot of our updates. We do use email, we do still use phone, and we use text, but that is a very efficient way for not only us to communicate to you, but for you to communicate with your peers. Okay, we have some amazing conversations that are going on those platforms at all times. Coaching on demand. Scan the code. If you're not currently being coached by one of our coaches here at Century 21 Masters, feel free to scan that code and schedule a time to speak with one of our coaches a la carte, just kind of whenever you need a question to be answered. Maybe your performance isn't where you want it to be, and you want some tips and tricks to get it up to where you want it to be. The concierge service. Cindy just got done talking about compliance in regards to marketing. Okay. One way that you can avoid compliance issues is leveraging our concierge team. They will build out your artwork and they will make sure that it's compliant. They do beautiful artwork. They will make you look really, really good. And so scan that code and you fill out the artwork request form, and they will turn that around within 48 hours. We have a great group of teams that is constantly creating amazing artwork. And then lastly, Follow Up Boss and Ylopo. How many of you guys, by a show of hands, are on Follow Up Boss and Ylopo here within the brokerage? Okay. I can't see everybody on Zoom, but I'm assuming it's partially the group. So if you're not currently actively using our broker paid CRM, you're missing out. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why you're missing out. First of all, it's the best CRM on the market. Okay. We have Hunter Kaywood, who will literally upload your entire database into the system for you. He will set up all of your smart lists. He'll consult with you and help you set up action plans and automations and make it really, really efficient for you. One really cool thing. How many of you guys have heard of ChatGPT? It's like all the buzz right now. If you look on Google, you're going to see 1 million articles. Well, because we are such a big client with Follow Up Boss, they actually have created an added benefit for all of our agents. They're integrating ChatGPT into Follow Up Boss. You'll be able to access ChatGPT from right within Follow Up Boss to draft listing descriptions, to create email campaigns. If you're not the best, typer and you don't come up with really good content, you're like, I could use some help from artificial intelligence. You just go into ChatGPT and it will actually create something that is very, very nice. If you haven't played with ChatGPT, I can tell you right now that if you're not messing around with it right now, you're going to be behind the times in like tomorrow. Like it's crazy how fast it's elevating the business and it's leveling the playing field. So make sure that you're taking advantage of some of these cool tools. The last thing I want to point out before I jump into some events that we're gonna discuss is if you're not here in Long Beach, we have a great group. You can't really see us. We're just kind of pushed up against this wall, but we have a great group of agents here in the office. If you haven't visited our Long Beach office, stop by. This morning at about 7 o'clock, we were all sweating profusely because we were dragging furniture, we were moving TVs. We just gave it a really nice facelift. We got some new fresh decor. We rearranged. There's now a big conference area. It's a really nice space. We have some of our top producing agents and teams out of this office. Stop by, come up and prospect, spend the day in Long Beach, take advantage of this amazing office, okay? And a really great loan officer. All right, will you flip to the next slide just really quick? That one, perfect. All right, events coming up. The Superstar Retreat. How many of you guys have attended the Superstar Retreat in the past? All right, so if you haven't attended the Superstar Retreat with Full Realty Services Inc., you haven't attended the Superstar Retreat because we roll deep. Last year we had the largest attendance of any brokerage in all of Mike Ferry. So we had, I want to say, about 80 of our agents showed up, and that was before the merger with Masters. So this year we're going to have probably 120 to 150 of our agents show up in Vegas, and we already have 77 that have registered. So that was literally just in one conversation. So we're going to open up registration. We're going to start doing an RSVP, but I want to give you a secret. If you're on this call right now, you're going to get an added benefit. We are going to, because we're such a large brokerage and because we're such big fans of Mike Ferry and we have such a good relationship with Mike Ferry, you guys are getting a discount on tickets, okay? Right now, okay? $100 for the ticket. They are normally $495, okay? For $100, you guys can attend the Mike Ferry Superstar Retreat, which is the biggest conference of the year for Mike Ferry. Join us in Vegas, hang out with all of your peers and professionals. It's going to be an amazing time. The way that you guys can take advantage of that, email Stephanie at fullrealtyservices.com. Jesse, will you type that into the chat so everyone knows? Let her know that you are interested in attending the Mike Ferry retreat, the Superstar Retreat in July, and she will start to compile a list. We're going to use our leverage and bulk buy those tickets, and then we'll bill you guys and we'll work out the tab. But $100 versus $495, big savings. Who's going to join? Who's coming? All right, we got a lot of hands in here. I hope I see a lot of hands on Zoom.
About the hotels too, go online and.
Hotels?
Yeah, some of the cheaper ones.
Okay, yeah, there's a slew of hotels right in that area that you guys can jump on now. I'm not gonna lie, guys. If you reserve your hotel now, you save so much money than waiting until the week or two prior. Hotels in Vegas, I don't know if you guys know this, they're really, really cheap, especially if you book like 2 months in advance. I think we've booked them for as low as like $50-$60 a night. It's great. So take advantage of it. If you know you're gonna go, send the email to Stephanie, take advantage of the $100. Let's save some money there. You can put it towards your hotel. Maybe you can upgrade. Maybe do a little suite. All right. The last thing, today at 12:15, Robert Hertel is going to be interviewing Matt Nunez, Melissa Grasso, and Yvette Geeter. And they're going to be doing a live panel. You guys are not going to want to miss out on this. These are 3 of our top producing agents across the entire brokerage. It's going to be an amazing panel. I think you're going to get a lot of nuggets out of this one. And it's just a great opportunity for you to hear from some people that have seen just exponential success in the business. With that being said, I think we are actually early. 50 minutes. This is a record. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you guys next time.